Okay.
I am not tech savvy either, so I can't even help you on that.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you, Terry?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
Awesome.
great. You look amazing. How are
Oh,
you
thank
doing?
you. Thank you. This is like my I did a chemical peel on Saturday, so my face is like super glowy but also peeling at the same time. So please
Okay,
excuse
you're
me.
gonna
I'm
have to
like in
tell
my
me all about that kind of stuff because, honey, I was telling them before you joined. You know what? Let's back up. Let me give you an opportunity. I'm gonna turn the floor over to you because I would like for you to formally introduce yourself and
Sure.
just give a high overview of what you do, and then I'll get into some of the questions that I have and tell you a little bit about what I was telling them before you got on here.
Okay. So, for those who may not know, my name is Reena Gray, and I'm a nurse practitioner and located in Baltimore, Maryland. And I specialize in all things aesthetics, all things beauty, enhancing natural beauty. I am an injector. I have own a med spa with my husband, Alvin Gray, where we do Botox, filler, chemical peels, microneedling, weight loss, IV hydration, just all things like wellness and just enhancing our natural beauty, especially in melanated skin. So that's kind of where I have my niche at, and that's I've been injecting for the last 4 years, but I've been a nurse for a little over 10 years now. But I've always had my foot in the aesthetics realm. I work with different plastic surgeons in the DMV area, so I know all things like surgery as well, lasers, just anything. But I have had my niche in the hospital as well. But that's my specialty is all things like beauty. So
Oh
that's
my
insert me.
gosh. I love it. I love it. I was telling them before you joined that, I've never really understood it. I've never really been into it, but I've never been judgy of it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I don't know what the view is out there in the world. Like, what is the public view? Like, you probably hear more about it than I do,
Hmm.
about the services that you provide, and then and even further, like you said, plastic surgery. Listen. I'd be like, more power to y'all. Like, you looks good, okay?
Hmm.
But I've just never ever wanted to cross over myself for my own, like, probably crazy reasons. I'm always like, look, I still want to look kind of good when I'm 85. If that shit come back to haunt me when I'm in my 80s and 90s and then I'm looking real crazy, I'm
Hmm.
gonna be like, dang, I should have just let my natural self go,
Hmm.
age gracefully.
Hmm.
Um, and so, you can dispel some of the myths about,
Yes.
what these injections and fillers are. I have seen, to be honest with you, I've seen people who are doing it, and for me, it's like I'm just like, it takes away from, like, the lips sometimes get like real big, and I'm just like, I just don't know. So,
Hmm.
Nurse Gray, you're gonna have to help me because I'm real old fashioned. You're gonna have to help bring me up to speed, and just go through, give me some examples of some of the things that you do in your practice, and then maybe I'll have my questions as you go
Yes.
along.
Absolutely. I feel like what you're saying, probably 99% of my clients say the same thing, but somehow they still end up in my chair. Like, but the main thing is like, what I hone in on is enhancing what you already have, and not creating problems where it wasn't a problem before. There's
Okay.
still a way in this industry for you to still look like yourself, but just more of a fresh version of yourself. I never want to change anyone's identity because I
Hmm.
want you to look in the mirror and still be able to see yourself. So natural is in, less is more. And I feel like maybe 15, 20 years ago, the stigma was overfill, pillow face, duck lips. I get so many cartoon characters and celebrities they don't want to look like. And I said, okay, Yes, I understand. I get what you're saying. And then I feel like it's just like also a cultural understanding that a lot of clients are like, okay, I came here because, black injector, maybe we can speak the same language, and then I also sit down and tell them some of the services that I've had done. I'm like, hey, I've had Botox, I've had filler, like, and they're like, oh, you have? You
Ah,
can't
so
even
you'll share
tell.
your own personal story.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of people trust me because I look normal in a sense. Like I don't look like I've had services, which also is a good marketing tactic because you want to go to an injector that relates to you and also looks normal too. So
Exactly.
the stigma has changed. Like no one wants to look because too much filler can make you look 30 years older too. It can age you. So the goal now is natural as enhancements just to refresh. And I get a lot of clients in like the 35 to about 55 realm. That's my, client.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of my clients are in that age realm, and they're looking in the mirror and they're like, "Eh, I see a little wrinkles here. My cheeks
Mm-hmm.
aren't where they used to be. My smile lines are getting deeper, or I'm on camera. I'm on, work Zoom, and I'm doing these faces, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like people are catching me off guard, and I don't like that. How can I change that, or how can I make myself feel a little bit more rejuvenated without going under the knife? Because not a lot of
I
people are ready
like
for a facelift.
I like the rejuvenated way to say
Yeah.
it, like to look more rejuvenated.
Yes. It's all
Okay.
about, I call it facial harmony, facial harmonization. It's just whatever God gave you. I'm not trying to change that. I'm just trying to do a little razzle dazzle on what God already gave you,
Okay,
and just
razzle
make you
dazzle.
feel more confident as the person that you see in the mirror, but also making sure that everyone recognizes who you are too. So a little bit here, a little bit of lips. And lips is like one of my specialties. A lot of people think like, oh, I'm black, my lips are already full, I don't need lips. I'm like, yeah, but think of it not as that, but think of it as more of an internal lip gloss or just a hydrating lips. Because you can put as much lipstick or, your lips age too. So you have
Mm-hmm.
your matte lipstick on that, makes things more uh less, what is that? The matte makes it like more of a dry look, so you have all those
Right.
lines and wrinkles inside your lips, so it just smooths things out, and is a way to do lips to make them still look natural and not overtake your face. Your lips shouldn't be the first thing to walk in the room. So
Right.
that's why when I do, lips, I'm like, okay, maybe look a little bit your chin and look a bit your cheeks. We cannot do too much of one thing and forget about the other things. And the same thing when it comes to Botox. A lot of people say, oh, I want to, do Botox with my angry face, my 11s here, or my forehead. But I also say, okay, let's look at the lower face too. The lower face ages just as much as the upper face. So it's all about balancing everything so that one thing is not racing faster than the other. And the
So what
goal is,
is
yes,
Botox?
you said, what is Botox?
What is Botox?
Botox, and it's crazy because both it's National Botox Month, so it's perfect you asked that
Ah,
question. Yes, so Botox is a neuromodulator, and what that in a sense means it temporarily relaxes muscles, is a wrinkle relaxer. So the most common areas we use Botox in is the 11s, or we call like the angry face when you're a junior, your brows go in and it creates that. And I
okay.
just did my Botox, so I can't even make all these faces
Mhm.
for you.
Me
But
too.
yes, there you go. Yep. So that 11's here, and you kind of recruit your nose here too when you like squint. So
Mm-hmm.
that I usually like to smooth out that area as well, so those muscles don't over recruit. And then the forehead, the accordion lines, I call like the blinds behind me. You see those on top of the forehead? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Look,
yep,
I got them,
yep.
y'all. Look.
You see it? Yes, yes, yes. And then like the crow's feet when you smile, squint, like those yep. So those around here too. So that is like the most common areas, right?
Okay.
Then I'll one of my favorite lower face tox, or I call Botox, is the chin. Your chin makes
Hmm.
so many, you say, or like, people like do different faces where they're like downward turns. Like I call it the clown face when they
Mm-hmm.
pout and the chin just pebbles up. Yes, yep, you doing it, yep. I'm like, okay, we need to relax that because when you're doing all these expressions and these facial movements and your Zooms, like your YouTube and your Facebook pages and things like that, all of that matters. All of that is creating static lines in your face that makes it harder for you to get rid of as you get older. So I'm like, hey, let's relax those. Let's, and it tox gives you like a nice skin glow. Like a lot of people say, Verena, how is your skin glowing without like you doing anything? I'm like, it's Botox. That's the thing. Botox give you a nice glass skin because that's in right now. It gives you a nice glow, and it's something that can't really be explained. But I know a good tox face when I see it. But that's kind of what Botox is. And it lasts for about 3 to 4 months. So it's temporary. So for people who like want to try it and see how they like it or not,
Mm-hmm.
it's not permanent. So if you're like, oh, I absolutely hate it, which none of my clients say, they actually come in before they're due because they love how it looks. It only is temporary. So anything I do in aesthetics, I always say like, hey, it's temporary. If you tried it, you liked it, you can go back to how things used to be. Or if you love it, then we have a treatment plan we can create so that we can maintain it, kind of like purchasing a car in a sense. You have your maintenance on it, your oil changes and things like that.
Wow. So you have
Hmm.
people that come for their maintenance. They need to
Yes.
come back and get their, what is it called? A refill, or what is it
Yes, it's
called?
like a touch up. Yeah, we call it like a touch up. And usually with Botox, you're in a little bit more frequently since that's a 3 to 4 month duration. So you're doing it like every quarter or every season changes, I say. With filler, you're doing it every year. And even if you do it annually, we're not doing as much each time you come. We're only doing what your face needs at that time. So we're not necessarily feeling every single thing each time you come. We're only doing small amounts just to keep things in place.
Wow. Margaret wants to know. She said, I'm not a makeup user. I am experiencing dark blotches. What
Hmm.
can she do to even her tone? She's 59 years old. Like, what would you tell her to come in there and do?
Yeah, so dark spots are one of the things that, especially people of color or melanated skin, is really tough to treat. But the first thing I would do for her is definitely see her in person, do a consult, and see what's causing her to have these dark marks. Is it related to acne scarring? Is it related to sun damage? Let's get to the root of the problem so that we can eradicate that and then work on lightening those. So there's different topical products that I can prescribe, and also what's her skincare regimen. A lot of clients that I have, they don't even have a skincare regimen. They don't even wear sunscreen. Like, we have to kind of go back to the basics in order to get the best result. So a lot of people like, well, I'm black, I don't need sunscreen. I'm like, yes, you do. You do, especially if you're dealing with dark spots because the dark spots get darker in the sun.
In the sun.
Yes, so we have to be, on our sunscreens, even as people of color. The melanin, it does age us slower, but it's really important to wear your sunscreen. So skincare, like what are you using? Number one, let's walk down your skincare regimen. Two, what is the root cause? Let's get to the bottom of that. And three, far as the treatment, we can do different things like chemical pills, we could do microneedling, we can do it just really depends on what's the cause of that. And usually I would do a series of either chemical pills, microneedling with different serums to help with those dark spots to eradicate that.
So micro needling, is that Botox?
No. No, microneedling is how can I explain it? So it's like as a device that has different or small little micro channels, and it creates that in the skin. What I
Mm-hmm.
do is I numb the skin about 30 minutes prior to the treatment so you feel absolutely nothing. And I create those little micro channels in the skin to infuse the serum, whatever is different vitamins, minerals that the skin is needing. And I pay extra attention to those dark spots, especially people who are dealing with like acne and things like that. And I can go create a controlled trauma to the skin in order to get rid of the problem. So it is, I feel like, in my opinion, it's like one of those soft girl kind of era treatments that can get your skin nice, glowing glass without so much downtime as a chemical peel would. So you're looking at maybe like 1 or 2 days of downtime where your skin is a little dry, a little flakier. But once the skin heals in about a week's time, you have that nice glowing glass skin. So it just really just, I have clients that come and do like a Botox facial in a sense where we can actually both microneedle the actual Botox in the skin
Hmm.
just to give a superficial glow. It's different cocktails, the skin cocktails that I call, that I can do with microneedling in order to create the best result based on what the client's skin is telling me. So microneedling is cool. It's safe. It's safe for all skin types. So even if you are oily, dry, all skin colors, you can do microneedling. Like, it's a very easy way to step into the aesthetic industry.
And what's the other thing you said? A peel or
A
something? What's
chemical
that?
peel, yes, chemical peel. I use the Perfect Derma Peel. So the chemical peel is something if you want a basically a skin reset. So for the last, I did mine on Saturday. For the last 5 days, I've been like peeling. So it's still some down here by my neck. I try to wash my face as good as possible so you guys don't see me looking like a zombie.
Oh, you look
But
great.
but yeah, so it really peels off that skin. And even with my Instagram page or my social media, I show my clients, hey, this is what I'm going through. I'm very transparent in my treatments. I don't gatekeep. I tell you, this is your experience, this is my experience, so this is what you can also experience. And I, put little videos and stuff together so people can know what the journey is. But it's a moderate depth peel. It really peels off that superficial layer of the skin. You will shed for about 3 to 4 days. And then once that new skin is revealed, you'll have that nice glow. So it's good for people who have, number one, never had a chemical peel. Their skin is feeling really dull, dry, dehydrated. It's good for people who are dealing with those dark spots, like your viewer was talking about, because we can do different depths of the pill and also add boosters in the pill to give the best result. So that's why that skin consult is super important. But yeah, we have options. We have options. We don't have to sit and just, if you're even not ready for Botox and filler, you can start with skin first for sure.
Okay, I was going to say, so for someone who's never done any of that, what would you recommend where they start? Like, so someone like me, like I'm like, okay, all right, Nurse Gray, I might come in there and let you try a little something just to get me broken. I don't know, but I might. What would you do?
So for one, because you never had anything done, I always tell my clients, let's start with number one, Botox. Botox is going to tell me what your face is doing without all the muscle activity. So I
Okay.
always like to start with Botox, number one. And then once I do your Botox, I bring my clients back in about 2 weeks, reassess their skin, reassess how their muscle movement is. If a touch up is needed, we can do it at that time. But then once, we do your tox, then I'll talk about other treatments like, okay, let's add a little bit of filler here. Let's soften your smile lines here. I might even another thing is threads that I am doing called PDO threads, which is actually a tool that I can lift things back where they used to be. So any jowling or cheeks that are just descended forward, causing smile lines, I can actually insert a thread to kind of pull this back and give you a natural contour back how it used to be.
Wow.
So it's non-invasive. It's like I call it like a mini facelift without going under the knife.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a way to do, also insert your foot in the door of the aesthetic industry without doing too much. So you're still having that natural glow, that natural, like, I didn't really do anything besides tack up things out. It's like putting a curtain on a curtain rod in a sense, like, or just threading it through, lifting it back up, or closing the curtain. And then you'll have that nice natural, lift and contour without doing a whole bunch of filler. But first
Wow.
filler, threads or filler, and then I talk about skin. Or if skin is an issue, then I'll talk about skin first. I always say, what is your number one concern? Because I want to
So, I
address
mean,
that
in
first.
pretend world, because I'm just pretending, if I were going to do it, I would say I've never had skin issues. Thank you, God. That's probably genetic. But I would say like you said, them wrinkles that's coming
Mm-hmm.
up there in my
Mm-hmm.
forehead. I don't know if we can do anything about these bags underneath my
Mm-hmm.
eyes, but I would say
Mm-hmm.
something about the bags under my
Mm-hmm.
eyes. And then the
Mm-hmm.
other thing I keep complaining about to my kids is I'm like, I'm getting the old lady chin. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. This thing that's looking like an
Mm-hmm.
old lady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that I would come and say to you. Like if I were gonna do it, I would say those are the areas for me.
Start
This,
with
the
tox.
bags underneath my
Mm-hmm.
eyes, and the old lady chin.
Down here. So start, I would say hypothetically, start with your tax, right? And then far as the dark or the under eye hollowness or bags, we can do one or two things. We can start with your own natural blood. We can do PRP, inject it back on your eyes because it has stem cells in your blood. Your stem cells are natural healers. So it can rejuvenate the under eye without doing a whole bunch of like surgeries or filler and things like that. So we can
Okay,
do
time
that.
out, Nurse Gray. What you
Uh-huh.
say? You said so you would take the blood from my arm
Mhm.
and put
Mhm.
it up here?
Mhm.
Really?
Yep. Yes. Yes. It's called platelet-rich plasma, which has all of when I spin it down on like my little machine, that yellow portion of the blood has all of the healthy stem cells and white blood cells to
Wow.
heal yourself. So we can start with your own body to heal itself. And I feel like that is also a natural way for people who aren't really quite ready for filler too, to see how their face looks with filler, or see how their face look with their own body because it's so natural and it's forgiving that you can like, you know what, Rena, I love how that looked when I did that rejuvenation, the under eyes, you soften my smile lines, give me a little bit of cheeks with my own blood. Can we do that and get a little long lasting with a little bit of filler? I'm like, yes, man. Yeah, we
Well,
can do that.
what if somebody got tainted blood? Like all blood is good?
So that's a great question. So I always tell clients your blood is as good as you are to yourself. So if you are not really a person drinking a lot of water, or may not eat the healthiest, or even maybe clients I get clients who are anemic, iron deficient, you may not want to use your own product. So then we can go to different things like salmon DNA, which salmon DNA or salmon sperm helps does the same thing as your own natural
Okay,
blood.
wait. Time
Uh,
out. Okay. Salmon sperm. Let me
yes.
table that because I want to get to this question because don't let me forget though.
Okay.
What is labial lines?
Oh, the small lines, nasal
Okay, so that's
labial
just what.
folds.
Okay, so she was talking about labial lines, and then she said, "Does it have to be blood or can it be plasma?"
Okay, so the nasal labial lines is your small lines.
Okay,
So that's one of the most common things clients talk to me. They say they feel like they look older, So we can
that's what she
definitely,
would want to get done if she came.
yes. So we can address that either with filler. Or we can do some, dress it with your own, DNA. Now, when it comes to plasma in your blood, they're kind of are the same thing. So what I do is draw your blood, and then from that tube, I'm pretty sure people have always had like blood drawn and get their labs.
Hmm.
At this age, I feel like we've always or already have our blood drawn at this point. But that little tube that you get once you get your blood drawn, I actually put it in my machine. It's called a centrifuge, and I spin it, and I use the portion that is platelet rich or has those growth factors in it, and I turn that into like a gel, which is kind of creates like your own natural filler.
Wow.
So I can create that, become a little chemist in my office, but I turn that into
Wow.
a filler that can fill areas of volume depletion that need a little bit of juice. Smile lines are super common, under eyes are super common. I can even add a little bit in the cheeks to give you a nice lift. And not only does it give you that volumization temporarily, but it also biostimulates collagen, elastin. Those are the things that we lose from the age of 25 and on we lose collagen, we lose bone, our fat, descends, we lose all that in our face. And that's how signs of aging happen. So I'm putting those stem cells, those growth factors back into areas that need that extra oomph. So that's a way to deposit into your collagen bank, because from the age of 25 on, it keeps taking from us naturally. We can't stop that.
We can't
So,
stop.
people take collagen pills or collagen drinks and things like that. And I say all that's great, but you have to understand when you're consuming things or taking things by mouth, your gut or your stomach takes about 30-40% of that pill. And then from there, you're distributing the rest to the rest of your body. So this is a way to go directly to the
Right to
source
right. Wow.
and
Okay,
deposit right back to where needs it.
let's get back to this salmon sperm. Because I'm literal. So you need to tell me, or do you really mean the sperm of a salmon?
Yes, the male
The fish.
salmon. Yes.
So salmon has sperm?
Yes. That's how they procreate. Yes. So it's funny you say that, because
Do
I'm
salmon
pretty
have
sure.
have genitals?
Yes. Now, I don't know who's doing it. Like, I don't know who is the person responsible for collecting this DNA, but I don't get into the logistics of that. But I know it's happening. I
Oh
would
my
say
God.
I would say
Oh,
that a lot of people think of human DNA, the male DNA, and they're like, oh, okay, like, you put this on your face, you have this nice glow. It's a whole like era or like genre of people using male DNA as their own like rejuvenation.
does that
Okay.
work?
It depends on who the male is. What is your male eating for the last 3 months? How much water are they drinking? Are they drinking a lot of alcohol, or is it water? What are they putting in their body? Because that whatever they put in their body, you're putting back into
Because the
your
men
on your
gonna
face.
listen to this and they gonna try to convince their women. Listen, I mean, Nurse Gray said, you need my sperm on your face.
Listen, look at what your man is eating and drinking and go from there, because it's all about what they're putting in their body, what comes out. Okay. So that's number one. But for the salmon DNA, the salmon sperm, they have they only eat with certain things. They're
Right.
not going out and eating certain things or drinking certain things. It's a diet that's kind of universal. Now, it was used primarily in like for wound healing. They would do like what is it, like skin grafting for people who've had burns and things like that. Like, there's a lot of healing properties in salmon, like
Mm-hmm.
even for like omega 3s and
Yep.
those things, like for brain function and stuff like that. We consume vitamins filled with omega 3s and things like that. So there's a lot of healing properties in salmon. So now insert, Korea. Everybody heard of Koreans glass skin, Asians don't
Yes.
raisin kind of thing. They've been doing this for years. It just came to the US here to like, oh, we can do this. We can actually have salmon sperm facials. We can actually have, inject the serum back into our under eyes and things like that. So it's an alternative
Mhm.
for people who may not be the healthiest, or want to do something that's already studied in a sense, and for sure that's created. We can put it back in those areas that need an extra life off.
OMG.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot. It's a
listen,
lot. We've come a long
I
way.
learned something real new. Salmon, first of all, I didn't know salmon had sperm. And if they do have sperm, I didn't know we can get some of it and do something with it that's going to benefit us with a glow. Okay.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It really is a thing, and it's a good thing. Like, I've had a couple salmon sperm facials myself.
Okay.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, Terry Thomas said, if she lives in Texas, where could she go? Unfortunately, she can't come to you and get your services, but
Mm-mm.
would a person just need to look up like some medical aesthetics?
Yeah. So first of all, let me tell you that I get clients flying into me all the time. So Texas is only a plane ride away.
Terry,
Okay.
you can
So
come
that's
visit
number
me,
one.
Terry, and we can go see Dr. Nurse Gray together. Terry,
Yes.
Terry, and Terry.
Yes, please don't let distance be an issue because you
I
find an
love that,
injector.
Raina. I love that.
Yes, don't. I get clients from California, from Hawaii, LA, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Delaware. Like, I am America at this point. So don't let distance be an issue. And I will also tell you where to get the best crab cakes when you come here too. So I I ain't
Okay.
gonna leave you hanging, okay? So that's number one. And number two, if distance is a problem or you just can't, find a means to get to me, the one thing I always say, like, you always look up, mess balls in your area, hashtag mess balls, wherever area you're looking at, and then be a fly on the wall, like get the vibes of the injector. Do you like their before and afters? Do you like their personality before you book? Because I feel like it's a relationship you should have with your injector before you even sit in their chair. Like it's just a feeling like, you know what, I trust this person with my face. It's your face.
This is
Your
your face.
it's your
Right.
face. So your face took like 10 months to build when it comes to, we growing as babies. It's the same thing when it comes to injecting. You don't want nobody just playing in your face that just started or may not even understand the art behind it because it is an art. Like you have to, I always say I don't really do it for the money. I do it because of the passion and the why I started. And that just creates the difference between me and someone else who's just, I want to do it because everyone's making money. I'm like, no, no, no. That's wrong. You have to understand anatomy. Have to understand the look. Every client that sits on my chair is like a new canvas, like a blank canvas, a picture, and I'm drawing like Michelangelo. I'm like
Wow.
trying to create something. So, and that's how I look at every single client. So it's an art to me. I'm an artist. So and I'm an injector, but it's an art to me. So it really comes from the core and I love what I do. Like I would do it for free if I could.
Ooh.
My husband wasn't like that, but I would. I really love that. I really
That's
do. I
because
love what
it's
I
in
do.
your heart to do. And when you do what you love, the money gonna come. The
Yeah,
money gonna
yeah,
come, Raina. It's probably coming now, but it's gonna come in abundance because
yes,
you're doing it from your heart.
yes,
You're doing
yes.
what you love.
All my
Now,
clients are family for sure.
I love that. I love it. Do men get Botox and all this other stuff, or is just a woman thing?
Heck no, it's called BROtox.
And I mean, I mean, in no shade to the other community. I mean, straight men, like men. Do they do this stuff too?
Heck yeah, it's BROtox. Hashtag BROtox. Like
Really?
yes, my husband is. I hope he's straight, but like he, like he
Poor
is.
Alvin.
But no, he is definitely. I convinced him, and I was like, "Listen, those frown lines are killing me. Like, you have to do something about it. Like, I can't take it no more." And he was
Rosa.
being, I mean, for years, it was this anger. I was like, I gotta do something. And now he's addicted. Like, he cannot even. He's like, oh, I see a frown. It's coming in. I was like, mm-hmm. But yes, I get a few men that come in my chair, and a lot of times their wives or their girlfriends are bringing them in because they've been doing it, and they're like, "Oh, why your skin looks so good? What are you doing?" And they're like,
Ah.
"Come see my injector. Like, come with me." So and then they see the process and see, I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's not, men. There's pain receptors a little bit more sensitive than women, but they see that
A,
it's not as
a little.
painful as they think, and they're like, oh." This all it takes to get rid of these lines I've been making. I'm like, yeah. So I do a lot of men, especially like the bald men, because if they want the scalp to be matching the forehead, like everything to be in unison. If
Ah.
you understand what I'm saying, like the
Yeah.
scalp is smooth and shiny, and then this is moving, so it makes
Okay.
everything just glow.
Margaret says, when it comes to Botox, will this have to be a continuation maintenance type of thing? And what will happen if she's unable to maintain the Botox treatments? Will her face start to have medical issues?
Oh, okay, great question. So, Botox is a maintenance treatment. You're doing it every 3 to 4 months. Some of my clients have been with me for a couple of years and they're doing like biannual, like once every 6 months, once every 8 months, even some are like once a year. Because those muscles, the more you do it, the muscles aren't as strong as they used to be. so you don't have to come in as often. Now,
Ah,
if you say you did it and like, that's not for me, your muscles don't do anything drastic to take you like back or forward 20 years. They just go back to their normal, muscle activity when you started, I would say that it doesn't. I think the myth or the stigma is like it gets worse if you stop all your treatments, and that's not true. Like it's just that the aging process you slow down on now starts to kind of kick back into cycle, but it doesn't make you look worse than where you started at. You just kind of go back to your normal size and aging.
okay. I'm glad you said that. And for the things that you do and what you offer at your facility, is it just, the face, like neck up? Do people be asking like for random weirdo stuff? Like, do men want to get their thing injected so it can be bigger, or like, I'm just saying because
That's a good question.
I have to ask all the weird questions because I need, listen, we need to know. Is it
Yes, no, it's a
neck
good
up?
question. It's a good question. So, far as other areas I do treat, definitely, especially in the summertime, I do underarms for sweating, under the breast for women. We sweat under there. So
Ah,
that's another thing. A couple clients have asked me about sweating, in the nether
down
regions
there.
down there
Uh-huh.
for the summertime. And you can do Botox for that area. Yeah, you can do Botox here under the breast, down there. You can do it for that to help slow down those sweat glands from
Wow.
being overproducing. Yes.
I
So
didn't
that's
know
not
that.
like an off-label use for Botox. You can definitely do it for those areas. I've done it for the hands before, sweaty palms.
Uh-huh.
I've done it for the feet for people who like wearing their heels and their feet are sliding towards, the front. Botox. Yeah.
Wow.
So those are all like non-medical uses for, Botox. Now, as far as the penis filler, listen, I've heard and seen these videos. I don't know if my husband will allow me to stuff some filler in somebody's penis, but
Listen,
it's a
it's all
market out
about
there.
your profession.
No, I'm
Yeah,
like, I've
work.
seen a lot more guys coming in. He was like, this is not what I signed up for. But it is a thing. And I'm pretty sure if I took a class for it, I don't know how fond he would be of that. But you can put filler in the penis.
You
You can
know
put
what?
filler
What class
in
can
your
I take?
nipples.
What
You
class
can
can I sign up for to learn how to do that?
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be on the lookout. But you can also put filler in the nipple, in the nipple area. For people who
Really?
have an inverted nipple, like naturally, you can put filler in that area to keep it erected in a sense. So that way things, it's that's anatomy. Some, women have naturally inverted nipples. So
And see,
uh,
this is so educational for me because I did not know that.
yes, yes, you can put
Really?
filler in the nipple to make them erect. Now that's the corner; they're always erect. But now that and it doesn't mess with any feeling, sensation,
Right.
that kind of thing. So it's a way to put things back to where you would like them to be. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned so much. And I will say, you have helped me get closer to maybe knocking on your door or making an
I
appointment.
hope you do. I hope you do. I will make you comfortable. I will make you see the lights at the end of the tunnel.
You got me like, oh, maybe I'm gonna try. Because I know all my social media cousins and stuff. I call them my cousins. They're gonna
Hey,
be like,
cousins.
they want me to be the guinea pig. I know they're gonna want me to go do it first and then tell them. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
maybe y'all, because I've enjoyed learning about this from
Yes.
you. I
Yes.
love it. I love
I
what you're
enjoy talking
doing.
about it. I can talk about this for hours, seriously.
I can tell you love it.
Yes, it's a very
And that's what
passionate field
made
for me.
me so comfortable now to be like, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah.
I
We can
might,
journey it together. Yeah,
we can.
start with Botox. Like it's so easy. I literally had a client today do it while she was working remote and had her mouse at home, squiggling,
Uh-huh,
and came to her
uh-huh.
Botox and went back home in 30 minutes. Like nothing was ever
What?
done. That's how quick it is. It's so quick.
Okay, I
No
think,
downtime, no crazy nothing. You go back to your home, to your spouse. They're like, what you say? I was at the doctor's and we'll never know.
okay, Nurse Rena, I think I might be knocking on your door.
Nah, nah, nah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, come on. Yes. It's a
Oh
community for us.
man.
Like it is. It's definitely I'm here for to make everyone comfortable, to be make everyone feel heard, seen. Let's talk. We have a like I said, cultural understanding. I
Now,
get it.
does Botox take away? Like, I have to wax my mustache and beard every 3 days. Does Botox help with that?
Nah, it don't. That would be great. Maybe we can talk to the makers of Botox to get something because I have them in the hair too.
Uh,
The little chin hairs and stuff like that.
I'm like, dang, Lord, was you confused when you made me? Am I a boy or a girl?
No, I feel like mine came as I started using like hair growth serums and things like that. Once I had my babies, I
Ah,
lost hair and my edges, and I grew it back, and now I'm like getting chin hair. It's crazy. So
wow.
it's a hormonal thing.
We fix one problem and get another one.
That
You got
part.
the edges back. Now you got a mustache.
Now you got a mustache. Now we in it. I'm like, come on, like, what is this? So that's where the tweezers come in. I'm in the mirror every
Yep.
2 days plucking. I get it, but
Yes.
laser can help with that too.
Okay. Well, I have learned so much, and I
Yeah.
am. What happens if you get bruised with Botox?
If you get bruised, oh, that's it's not the end of the world. So if you get bruising, it's kind of part of the game. Not saying that I haven't had a lot of clients that bruise with Botox. Maybe it's like a less than 1%. But I
Okay.
always say that anytime you introduce needles to your face, it is a chance of bruising just because your face is very vascular. We're alive, we're human, so blood is everywhere in our body,
Mhm.
including our face. So if it does happen, no worries, you can just put a little bit of concealer on that for a couple days and it's gone. It's not like it's permanent or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Good
Hmm.
to know. How can people utilize your services? I want you to take an opportunity now to just really like tell everybody about how they can find you, how they can utilize your services, whether you're open Monday through Friday. Just give them all of the information right now.
Yes, absolutely. So you can definitely go to our website, Gray, Gray dash aesthetics. That's a long word, but aesthetics.com. Or you can just Google search Gray Aesthetics and pops right up. And that's how you can see a list of my services, my before and afters. And you can also self book online as well. Or you can give us a call, 443-266-2636, or text us if you're interested in a consultation or an appointment. We can get you scheduled for that. We also do virtual consultations for those clients that are out of town, so that way you can kind of get a treatment plan, pricing, and things like that before you come sit in a chair. Also Instagram is my portfolio. TikTok is my portfolio. So, you can find me gray dash, no, sorry, it's gray underscore aesthetics on IG and TikTok. I'm on Facebook, Gray Aesthetics. But yeah, if you just search that, you'll find
Gray
me.
aesthetics, y'all.
Gray
Gray
Aesthetics.
aesthetics. Gray aesthetics. Okay. And a look by 2026, I may have a new update to tell y'all about gray aesthetics
Yes.
and me.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to influence you.
I am so thankful that you agreed to join me tonight,
Yes.
Reena. I have enjoyed this so much. I've learned so much. Listen, I can't wait to call my sister and be like, girl, did you know Salmon got sperm? And you could,
Because
girl, you
you can take it out. I don't know how they're doing it. Show me a video. DM me the video. I have no idea how they're doing it and
I'm
how
like,
they
I
get it to the
learned so
point for it to come
much,
out. I don't,
and I learned not to be afraid of these procedures. And I
yes.
wasn't really afraid. I guess I was just like I said, I didn't want to start doing anything that could blow up in my face later when I'm older. And then they be like, what the hell did you get done? And
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't know. But you've really convinced me that it ain't all of what I had heard or what I thought in my mind. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know if I ever even heard that stuff, Marina. I just made it up in my mind and was just like, I ain't doing it.
It's
But
totally
you
fine.
really,
I've heard a lot of stories. Social media has a lot of stigmas that we have to debunk, but it's
yeah.
it's very safe if go to the right person that has experience, and it can be a very, very pleasant outcome.
Well, I'm excited about what's ahead of me for these lines up in my forehead. Okay. And thanks again. Thank you all for watching my third episode of CommenTerri. Next Wednesday, I've got my mom who has dementia, but she's pretty sharp. She's going to be joining me next Wednesday, y'all. So please make sure you remember to subscribe to my CommenTerri YouTube channel. And don't miss next week with the funny old lady, my mom and me. And I don't know what she's going to say, but it's going to be a good time. And Reena, thank you. I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
I hope so. I hope so. I really
I'm
do.
sure
I'm
we
gonna tune in
will.
next week. I love that. I want to see your mom.
Yes. My mom can be very risque on live, but we gonna do it
She gonna
next
keep it. She gonna keep it
Wednesday.
100. She gonna keep it
Yes, she
real.
will. She definitely will. She sure will. And so you all keep the comments coming in, Rena. I will make sure that if you all have other questions for her, I will make sure, I promise, I will get the questions over to her so that you all can make your informed decisions about whether or not we can do a field trip one day. We can just bum rush her office and we all do a field trip and go together and she'd be busy all day.
I would love that for sure. Come
You
see
see,
me, y'all.
I just figured it out. We could do a field trip, y'all. And then I
The
don't have to go by myself.
the commentary gang, y'all come on. We can have a whole
Yes,
day.
let's go. All right, honey, you have the great rest of your night. I'm going to leave this up on my Facebook as well as my YouTube, but I'm also going, once I download it and edit out the first part where I was just shooting the breeze, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. I can't wait. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks again. Good
All
night,
right. Good
y'all.
night.
Good night,
Bye bye.
everybody. All right.